Japanese people are extremely responsible. Japanese managers in Toyota are classified as bottom-up managers, which means they are always there for assistance in the low-line activities. They believe in hands-off management, which includes low-level tasks such as cleaning the machinery or getting rid of dirt. In Toyota, it is important for every employee, irrespective of their status and position, to be exposed to all the problems and situations of different departments.
The next part will be presented by Zoya Zaidi.
After deeply analyzing Toyota and General Motors, I surprisingly found a striking contrast in the organizational structure of the two. Toyota Motors' organizational structure is significantly characterized by participative management, that is, it encourages employee involvement, it's flexible, it values collectivism, and is decentralized. Whereas General Motors, on the other hand, has an organizational structure which is completely non-participative, inflexible, heavily centralized, and individualistic in approach. This philosophy of inclusion has let Toyota grow exponentially, whereas General Motors, once considered the biggest automaker, has now lost its charm and is running into losses.
The following part will be presented by me, that is Hafsa Zahir.
In the next part of the report, we will be talking about how Hofstede's 5 cultural dimensions are linked to Toyota Motors in Japan and General Motors in US. There are 5 cultural dimensions that Hofstede has specified. Power distance, which is the degree of equality or inequality between people in the country's society. Individualism or collectivism. Individualism is the degree to which society reinforces individual or collective achievement and interpersonal relationships. While masculinity versus feminism, as the name sounds, that how the society has incorporated jobs for women and whether the society is male dominated or female dominated. The fourth one is uncertainty avoidance, which is the level of tolerance for uncertainty and ambiguity. While the fifth and the last one is the long-term orientation, which refers to the degree to which a society embraces or does embrace long-term planning rather than short-term planning. First of all, I would like to quote an example, an event which happened in Toyota in the year 2009, and then I would be linking this event with the Hofstede 5 cultural dimension. Now, basically, Toyota faced a crisis in 2009 when a family was killed due to an unintended acceleration in their Lexus car. The quality of the vehicle the organization produced was questioned by the press. The crisis escalated due to the organization's handling of crisis, and Toyota ended up recalling a total of 8 million cars. We investigated whether the cultural dimensions identified by Hofstede had an impact on the Toyota recall crisis or not. Until the crisis emerged, the organization had a very strong goodwill, and the company was known by quality, safety, and righteousness. After the crisis, the cars did not match with the Toyota's old reputation. Toyota's handling of crisis is identified as inconclusive. Japanese management failed to react well with the American culture without taking into account the cultural values of the society in the US. Now, power distance. What is power distance? This basically refers to how society handles inequalities and the extent to which less powerful members of the organization accept and expect that power and authority is distributed equally. Now, while comparing Japanese company Toyota Motors with the US-based company General Motors, we found out that Japan scored 54 while US scored 40 according to the power distance of Hofstede cultural dimensions. Now, as quoted in the incident above of the year 2009, power distance basically showed how Toyota Motors handled these crises. Only the CEO could respond to the allegations due to the centralization of authority. This delayed the response time in respect to the stakeholders in the US, who have a low score in the power distance index. And this actually made the conditions worse. While, on the other hand, General Motors, by removing different hierarchical levels in the decision-making process, the power has been vested amongst the employees to make decisions regarding the company welfare. Empowering the employees in their day-to-day operations is a reflection of low power distance in US. As far as the second cultural dimension of Hofstede is concerned, that is, individualism versus collectivism, Toyota has been found out to be a more collectivist side of organizational culture. The employees are more task-oriented and they usually work in a group. Individual idea or thought is considered valueless, while conformity and consensus ranks higher. The individuals are independent and stick to their entity and strive to preserve harmony at any cost. Disturbance of harmony is not welcomed. The CEO of Toyota always strives to achieve harmony during the crisis, and this might have evolved the response further to the US stakeholders. While on the other side, US-based company General Motors have a high ranking on individualism. Individualism places one's goal and desires above that of the society, and hence promotes independence and self-reliance. General Motors, being a US-based company, has also scored very high on individualism. Empowering employees towards decision-making and making them accountable for their decision is a key element in determining the individualism practice in General Motors.